Path of Exile 2 is a next-generation free-to-play action RPG developed by Grinding Gear Games for PC, PlayStation 5 and Xbox, with cross-play and cross-progression features included. On December 6, this game is entering early access, in which you'll be able to play 6 classes. Later, in full release of the game in 2025, 6 more classes will be available. Regarding date, full release of the game still is not announced. That will happen in 2025. Now it's time to make decision. You need to pick your class, and this video will help you in making right decision. Before we start, let me just say subscribe to my YouTube channel to see more of Path of Exile 2 videos in the future. Okay, so hype is real, excitement is on a high level because we are only a few hours away from that big moment, beginning of early access. So let's talk about classes which will be available during early access. Let's start with Ranger. Ranger is a ranged class using bow as main weapon. This class has lots of mobility, and you will notice from this gameplay footage you can shoot while moving. Bow have lots of lightning, poison, ice and physical attacks. Ice attacks will freeze enemies, and poison attacks will make slow damage from distance. Both have 21 active skills to combine. This class might be squishy in early mid-game, but it will be one of the best classes in endgame. It requires good game knowledge and needs medium to high budget gear to shine. Not easy to play, but then again, not too hard to play. I would say that this class is still beginner friendly and without any doubt one of the best classes to play in this game. However, regarding classes, we have just begun story. Let's go further with Witch, another beginner-friendly class. Why? Because this class is minion-based class. That means that minions will do the work for you. It doesn't require expensive gear, it's easy to play. You can pick what kind of minions will fight for you together with you. There are also permanent minions which are coming with special command skills. To be able to have bigger number of minions, you will need a weapon called Scepter. There are currently 25 active occult skills which you can use. This class is powerful with a low gear requirement. Slow because minions will make main DPS. However, great damage without gear requirements because, like I said, minions will deal most of the damage for you. So overall, the best class for beginners and new players without any doubt is Witch. Ranger is also pretty decent for new player or beginner, but for sure Witch I would put on top of the list, tier list. Let's say when I would need to make tier list of the best classes for beginners, Witch would be S tier for beginners and new players. I can highly recommend to you simplified gameplay in one way because of minions. Yes, you will need to learn how to use better minions, how to command them, how to help them on your journey. Nevertheless, like I said, very friendly for beginners. Let's go forward with Warrior, one of my favorite classes. This class is little slower comparing to other classes, but it hits hard. Main things about this class are very high survivability, tankiness throughout block, great melee skills for AoE, and in generally many powerful AoE attacks. Bad sides would be low movement speed and low early game damage because of class design. So you cannot have everything. Also, not many shiny skills like other classes. You will see during this video within a different kind of presentation for different classes. Many classes like Monk, like Sorcerer, Mercenary, even Ranger or Witch have very splashy, beautiful skill animation. On the other hand, Warrior is a little bit modest on that side. It doesn't have many shiny skills, but like I said, it's still one of my favorite classes just because of that survivability. Yes, a little bit lower damage, little bit slower, but still very enjoyable to play. Main weapons of this class are mace and shield. In combat, you can use and combine amazing shield skills with fire attacks and slams. Warrior can also use war cries, which will make your next skill even more powerful. Shield skills are very important part of the gameplay for this class. There are 20 active skills for maces. This is still my favorite class, like I said, Slow, sadly, but powerful and with lots of survivability. I'm considering to play Warrior as my main class. We'll see about that. I still didn't make final decision what class I'm going to play. Nevertheless, Warrior, Sorceress, and Mercenary will be my top classes. One of these classes I'll play for sure, maybe even more. Let's go further with Monk. One of the most popular classes for now because of amazing gameplay footage we have seen presented so far. This is a melee class with some range skills, with decent mobility, may require complex gameplay for optimal damage. Main weapon of this class is Quarterstaff, which is coming with 21 active skills to use. There are 3 schools of martial art: lightning, ice, and wind. You can see different kind of types of the skills during this video: lightning, ice, and wind. Best combos will be the result of mixing all of these 3 elements during combat. Monk, without any doubt, currently one of the most popular classes. I don't think it will be very much beginner friendly. So regarding Monk, there is some complexity to gameplay. However, absolutely, because of beauty of skill animations for lightning, and not only for lightning, ice and wind, you can see amazing fast-paced fluid combat of Monk. I have no doubt it will be a very popular class to play for release. Let's go forward with Sorceress. This is a range class which controls elements in the combat. This will be one typical type of Sorcerer class from many other games. We have seen some incredible combat footage using fire and lightning elements. Also, don't forget that some weapons have fire and some lightning bonuses which you can use to boost your skills. There are overall 25 active elemental skills to use. So this is a long-range caster kind of class, great AoE, doesn't require expensive gear, requires low investment, many viable builds, tankiness throughout CC, and with decent mobility. Again, one of my favorite classes, and look at this gameplay, it's simply incredible. I think after Monk, Sorcerer will be the most popular class. Actually, Sorceress, that is a correct way to say. So Sorceress, one typical magical class, long-range caster, great AoE, don't forget it has many viable builds with decent mobility. And on the end, still one of my favorite classes absolutely currently in the game, Mercenary. I have to say, very interesting class. This class is using crossbow as main weapon and in the combat feels like a real shooter class. Crossbow have skills which will work like shotgun, sniper rifles or even grenade launcher. There are 22 active skills for crossbow. It's very similar to Ranger, this class, decent on all stages, amazing AoE skills with many different builds, requires decent gear, looks squishy during early mid-game stages of the game, but later in endgame I doubt it will be squishy, it's looking very powerful. What I like about this class is unique crossbow gameplay, looks like lots of fun to play. So Mercenary is last out of 6 beautiful classes which you'll be able to pick from for beginning of early access. Overall conclusion, well, it will not be easy to make decision what class to play. Each class can offer something unique, and on the end of the day, all depends on your gameplay style. How it feels under the fingers for you. Well, you need to try to play different classes, you need to check some videos, guides like this one, and then decide what are you going to play. Most important thing, don't forget, it doesn't matter what is anybody saying in some guide. All depends on your gameplay style. What feels the best under the fingers for you when you play it, that class you should play. It doesn't matter, is it beginner friendly class for new players, is it some OPGG professional class? I mean, if you are a new player, if you are new to Path of Exile in general, to this world, to these games, well, maybe then Witch or Ranger would be the best choice. Nevertheless, still, it doesn't matter. If you are a new player to this game even, you can still play other classes. What I have seen so far, each one of these classes have amazing combat, and on the end of the day, conclusion is simple. All depends on your gameplay style. All depends on you. What you like the most, what feels for you under the fingers the best, that you pick. If you are interested into Path of Exile 2, subscribe to my YouTube channel because I'm preparing lots of videos, guides for new players regarding different kind of in-game systems, classes, skills, builds. You will see lots of guides before we get full release of the game in 2025, already now for early access. Also, visit me on Twitch. I am live streaming every day gameplay of Path of Exile 2. I play this game actively, so subscribe to my YouTube channel, follow me on Twitch, and see you soon with another Path of Exile 2 video.